Dear student, thank you so much for purchasing my English language workbook. This workbook is for you to not only learn English, but also to change the whole mindset around English. I have been learning English since I was 4, but I never saw English language as the end goal. I never started a lesson with a thought of like, oh my God, if I continue doing this, I'm gonna be advanced. I never thought about this. What I've always thought about was how I can move to the US, maybe in 10 years. How can I become, I was always thinking I'm gonna become someone like Britney Spears and work in English. How can I travel the world and use English as my advantage? How can I teach people in my home country using the knowledge that I gained abroad because I'm able to comprehend information in English, because I'm able to read books in English? I want you to understand that English is your instrument to achieve your goals and, most importantly, to live the life of your dreams, because you might be doing something like, say, photography. If you know English, you can work with people who speak English. You can learn from English-speaking photographers by consuming their content, by learning from them, and become the best photographer in your region. You can be an amazing teacher or an amazing scientist, and you can use English to become a worldwide phenomenon. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to believe that you are unique and we're all unique. And English is your way to show the world how amazing you are. This is the whole goal behind creating this workbook. I wanted to make it as practical as possible, and I wanted to make it as close to real life as possible. So we're not gonna listen to those non-existent dialogues where you're like, hello, my dear teacher, can I please? Like, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do real English. We're gonna listen to the songs that are hits now. We're gonna try and understand words in those songs and write them down. We're gonna try to practice English that is spoken in the US. And in this workbook, we're focusing on the American version of English. And of course, we're gonna learn grammar and we're gonna do some writing. So we're gonna cover all the aspects of learning a language, but in a very, I say, marina way. It's not only me behind this workbook. I'm more of an inspiration, motivation, and I love coming up with different ideas. We also have teachers who are native speakers who helped us create this product. The workbook starts with something that every English language learner should do right away, and that is setting goals. And please aim as high as possible. What's exciting about setting goals is, first of all, you know where you're going. You have this amazing dream. In like 3 years, I'm gonna study in the US because my language is gonna be advanced. But also, if you aim higher, you are reaching higher goals. And let me explain this. Sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, let's talk about income because it's, you know, you all can understand it. For example, if you're aiming to make $1,000 a month, you're thinking in those terms, like, okay, if I need $1,000 a month and my hour costs $10, like, this is how many hours I'm gonna work. So this gets really basic. But once you tell yourself, I want to make $100,000 a month. How can I do it? When you set goals like this, you go out of the blocks. You do not focus on the hours. You focus on creative ways. You focus on something that excites you, something major. And you're like, oh, in order to do this, I have to stop getting paid by hours. I need to start a business. I need to think about things that I can change in my market. It's a completely different mindset. So please don't be afraid to set higher goals. And of course, it requires a lot of work, but it also requires creativity to go to the next level. It requires excitement. It requires doing something that other people are not doing. And this is why I am here. I am here to motivate you and to be with you along this journey. So when you open the workbook, when you open the first pages, you're gonna see some templates that we've created for you to set the goals. And please dream big. Now, the next step is to create a schedule for yourself. When we talk about schedule, I think repetition and being consistent is key. And my daughter has just started school where they learn for 10 minutes every day, 10 minutes maximum. Because she's a kid, her attention span is really short. But at the same time, because it's only 10 minutes, she doesn't get bored. Now, because you're an adult, I would suggest 30 minutes a day. If you feel like that's too much, do 25, do 20, but please be consistent. And I invite you to actually do a 31-day challenge. This workbook is gonna last you for 31 days of 20 to 30 minutes per day. And by the way, in that school, it's a Japanese system called Kumon, and I'm talking about my daughter's school. They tell you to practice daily, including weekends, including holidays, every day, because it develops a habit. And I want you to do the same. 31 days regardless of when you're starting. Maybe it's Christmas, maybe it's, I don't know, Halloween or whatever. Just do it. Let's do it together for 30 days. Now in the next section, we've created a list of different shows that you can watch in English, and I know how challenging it is, but like for me, my husband and I, every Saturday, we're like, let's watch a movie today, and we end up spending, an hour choosing the show, and then we check the time and it's 10 p.m. and we just go to bed. So we decided to create a list of different TV shows that I personally really enjoyed watching, so there is no friction for you to like decide what you're gonna watch. Some of them are free YouTube videos, some of them require memberships like Netflix or Hulu. This is a list of classics and TV series that I really enjoyed, so please use this list to get inspired about what to watch next. Now the next section of the workbook is reading, where we're gonna read different abstracts. We have different genres there, classics, fiction, detectives, so you don't need any extra books to practice reading. Everything is in the workbook. And of course, we have grammar in the workbook. It is a crucial part of the language, and we have created different checklists for you, different tables, and different graphs to make it easier for you to understand and learn English language grammar. There is a lot of information in just one workbook, and you're getting something extra. You're actually getting a list of 1,000 most used words in English that we have gathered together with my team. And they are the words that are intermediate level. So if you want to know at least 1,000 words in English, which is actually enough for you to start communicating, start picking words from that list and adding the ones that you don't know to your daily practice. I guarantee you in those 1,000 words, you're gonna find a lot of words that you already know, which is great. I like crossing them. I like putting check marks in front of things that I know. So that list is gonna help you with your vocabulary. And I would suggest learning 5 to 6 words a day. That's actually the maximum that our brain can process. Learning 20 words a day would actually activate your short-term memory, which means that you're gonna remember them the next day, but you're not gonna remember them in a month. And our goal is for you to remember these words forever and to use them. So 5 to 6 words a day. Write them down, think about sentences where you can use them, and try to incorporate them in your speech. In order to make the learning process easier and more exciting for you, we actually created flashcards that you can use to memorize new words. Now, I don't want to overwhelm you on the first day. Download the workbook. You can either print it out, or you can use your iPad. If you have an iPad with a pen or a pencil, whatever they call it. I actually prefer using iPad because it's always with me. I don't have to print anything. Another thing that you could do if you're in the US, I'm sure there is something similar in your country as well, but here in the US we have Office Depot, which is a store where you can print anything. And I would always print the workbooks that I'm using for learning, and they have a service where they actually create a real book for you. And they will just, in the US, they will just ship it to your house, or you can pick it up. So whatever works best for you, just make sure the format that you've chosen works for you. We're gonna have a couple more classes, and I encourage you to either print out the workbook today or open it on your iPad, start filling in your goals, and become excited about the learning journey ahead.